Okay, so the third example for the 3 by 3 systems, for sake of argument, equation 1, 2, and 3. So here, the first thing I do again is look, I have my X column. That Z could smush over, squish. But basically, you want to make sure you have an X, Y, and a Z. So here I'm looking, you're trying to decide, okay, what variable should I eliminate? Well, Y is already eliminated through from equation 1 because notice equation 1, if we expand, is X plus 0 plus Z equaling 8. So Y is already eliminated from one of them. So I'm just going to choose Y for the path of least resistance. If you want to do X or Z, go nuts. But I'm going to work smarter, not harder, but you do you. Okay, so let's use equations 2 and 3 so that when we add them together, Y zeroes out. Because we already know from 1 that X plus Z equals 8. So we're going to try to come up with a new equation 4 that is in terms of some X plus Z combination equals a number, right? Some amount of X plus some amount of Z or minus equals 16. So I'm looking here. I'm going to run a -2 through equation 2 so that when I add it to equation 3, X plus 2Y plus Z equals 16, the 2Y's zero out. So -2 times X is -2X. -2 times Y is -2Y. 2Z times -2 is -4Z. And then 8 times -2 is -16. Okay, so as planned, those 2Y's zero out. Let me change colors. So then I end up with -X minus 3Z equals 0. And that's totally okay. As a matter of fact, I super like this because now I can easily say, by adding X over, I now know that -3Z equals X. And that is even better because I can now take this information, plug it into equation 1, and solve for Z. So I'm going to go into equation 1, -3Z plus Z equals 8. So -2Z equals 8. Dividing by -2, again, I combined like terms, sorry. So Z now divided by -2 is equal to -4. Now that I know what Z is, change colors here. I'm going to pop that sucker back over here. A lot of back and forths with the 3. So -3 times -4, whoops, sorry, I wrote the answer, is equal to X. So X is equal to 12. But now we know what X is, we know what Z is. We can go back to equation 2 or 3, doesn't matter, to find Y. I'm going to use equation 2 because it's a simple version of Y. So 2 says X, so 12 plus Y plus 2 times Z, which is -4, equals 8. So 12 plus Y minus 8 equals 8. Combining like terms on the left. 12 minus 8 is, why is my brain not working? 4 plus Y equals 8. So Y equals 8 minus 4 is 4. Just going to check. I'm not trusting my brain today. 12 minus 8. Yep. Okay. Just making sure. One of those things, you know? Okay. Yeah. Ta-da. Ta-da. There you have it. So ordered triple. Ordered triples are always XYZ. So remember, you want it in this specific order. X was 12. Y is 4. Z was -4. So if you write it in any other combination or order, I should say, That is incorrect. You needed X, Y, and Z. And that is it.